Hey, everybody, it's Pastor Mike again. This week is part of our still ongoing series of A Fresh Start. We're going to discuss the part of study and action. We've already covered grace. We've already talked about forgiveness. We've talked about love and how God loves us. We've also then are now talking about study and action, which are natural progressions in our faith-building lives. I just have to wonder, though, how many people are really concerned about their spirituality or their faith? How many people really want to seek God or look for Him? A lot of times, I think there's hesitation there. I think there's a part of us that's unsure. And in our class this week, part of the book that we read was Soul Feast by Marjorie Thompson. And one of the things that it talks about for us is it talks about how we can choose disciplines in our life to help us grow spiritually. One of the quotes, it's my favorite in the book, it says, "We may feel too small and insignificant for God to bother with or not feel at all sure that God could love us as we really are. Such feelings will make us hesitate to seek God wholeheartedly. We may be afraid of what we will encounter if we come too close to God. It's one thing to be told what God is like, and it could be another thing altogether to discover the truth for ourselves. What is God really like? Can we survive contact? Perhaps we feel anxious over what God might demand of us if we get too close." I believe that our entire spiritual lives are built around this questioning. It's built around doubt, and it grows and feeds on itself if we can push ourselves through that doubt to go seek it, to go find it, to learn more about it. In the book of Psalms was written by David, and one of the things he wrote in Psalm 63:1 was, "You, God, are my God, and I earnestly seek you. I thirst for you. My whole being longs for you in a dry and parched land where there is no water." David was not perfect. David did some great things, but David was far from perfect. And I think for us as people, we need to realize that we are imperfect vessels. We are going to make mistakes. We are not wholeheartedly God's chosen people, in a sense, but we need Jesus Christ. And I think that what we have to understand is that the Bible is to be interpreted, it's to be read, it's to be fed on. More importantly, it's to be digested. We are knowledgeable. This book has existed for thousands of years. This isn't the first time someone's picked it up. This isn't the first time someone's read it. Thousands of years ago, as the birth of Christianity began, they used this book to tell the tales, to recite the things and pieces and places that Jesus and God were doing in their lives. We are missing that. We're not only missing that, but those who are active in our churches, we think that, okay, because I show up on Sunday morning and I read the Bible, then I guess that means I'm good, I'm right. And instead, it really calls us to further action if we really read it. It calls us to love one another. It calls us to forgive each other, and it calls us to show grace. I think that Gandhi said it best when he said, "You Christians, I love your Jesus, but you Christians, not so much." Christian was a term that was generated by those outside of the church to identify who those people were that believed in Jesus or who said they did back in the early time. But nowadays we see Christian and we see all the faults and all the failures and all the mistakes that we've made through the years. I pray that you would find something in you today that would show you that God exists, that you would show if something would happen to you, that you would be transformed by something, that you would be pushed to go find him, to go seek him, and go run after him, because I think that's what he really wants. And not only that, he wants you to be transformed to the point where when you go looking for him and you find him, he wants you to change the world. Have a good week. God bless.